You know, we hear about identity theft all the time, and according to government statistics, about 7% of people over the age of 16, or about 16.6 million people, experienced identity theft in 2012. Think about that, in 1 year. And financial losses were almost $25 billion. The most common way that people generally find out they've been a victim is when a bank or a credit card company notifies them of the problem. And joining us today to break it down for us is the managing partner, Paul Harding, from the law firm of Martin, Harding and Mazzotti. And Paul, good to have you with us. And boy, this couldn't come at a better time because everybody's got those cards out spending freely right now.
Hi, Liz. Yep, scary stuff. Absolutely.
What is your liability? Let's start there. So say your card is taken. And somebody buys stuff with you in your name and with your card. What are you liable for?
Yeah, with a credit card, you know, your liability sort of maxes out at $50 as long as you report that loss within the first 60 days. And if you do that, and regardless of how much they ran up on the card, it's $50. And quite frankly, under that set of facts, your credit card company will often waive that $50.
Yeah. I remember talking to a Secret Service agent who told me that it's probably better to use a credit card than a debit card. And
yeah.
Are the rules different?
Yeah, you know, it steps it up. It's a little more tricky. If you report it within 2 days, the limitation, the most you can lose is $50. But if it goes on to 60 days, it's $500. Beyond 60, you could lose everything you have, and there's nowhere to go, at least from the federal government's perspective. And
is there any difference, really? I mean, we talk about identity theft all the time. Is that the same as credit card theft, or are they two separate things?
Two separate things. A credit card kind of works itself out, as we just said. There are sort of limited downsides. With identity theft, somebody becomes you. They've got your Social Security number. They've got your PIN number. They've got a picture of you, and quite frankly, probably your mother's maiden name. So they've recreated an identity in you, and often it can take weeks, months, or years before you start getting all those bills in. And those bills could be substantial purchases. Then you find yourself trying to prove that that wasn't you to the creditors, and really there's no end in sight. It costs you lots of money, your credit's ruined, and there may not be a way to fully indemnify yourself at the end of that.
Yeah, because you and I were talking before the show, and once it happens, what do you do, and what can you do to prevent it if somebody's targeting something that your card is listed with?
Well, you know, in terms of your credit cards and your debit cards, just keep a watch of those. Don't let someone take those. And PIN numbers, for example, 1111, or your kid's birthday. You know, do something a little bit more. A little better than that.
Yeah.
And if you have the ability to get a shredder, even a cheap shredder, stuff's coming in the mail all the time, bank statements, etc., and just absolutely shred them. And the last thing is, let's keep that Social Security number, literally be stingy with it. Be careful who you give it to, because that seems to be the biggest thing when they get that. It begins the downfall.
Yeah, and we don't want that to happen for sure. Hey, thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to seeing you again. Paul Harding from Martin, Harding and Mazzotti. And if you have a question for them, you can email us at whatariyourrights@cbs6albany.com.